Hello, my name is Danny, and on this show I'm gonna take you on a journey to see what kind of interesting cars you can buy for less than €1,000. In it, we are going to discover what sort of hidden gems you can find on a tight budget and see why they were developed, how they were perceived at the time, and what makes them an interesting choice today. Now I'm doing this to prove, hopefully, that you don't need a lot of money, a garage, or even a sunny climate to enjoy a hobby like cars. If you look careful enough, there are a lot of cheap options to clean a car and revive it to its former glory. Some of the things will work and some of them won't. But together, along the way, we will learn from these moments on a car that costs less than a high-end smartphone. And I'm gonna start this journey with a car that was praised when it was new and is still considered to be one of the best European designs of the 90s. The Alfa Romeo 156. When you think of Alfa Romeo, there are a lot of things that can cross your mind. You might think about its sporting heritage of the 20s and 30s, where Enzo Ferrari actually got his first big break with the Alfa Romeo racing team. Or the beautiful designs that have remained in the 1950s, 60s and 70s. Or you might just think of them as unreliable rust buckets. But in 1996, Alfa Romeo wanted to show the world what they can do, and they came up with the beautiful Nuvola concept car. The Nuvola showed the new design language for the late 90s, and many of its features were a blend of old and new styling cues to form an elegant sports car. The Centro Stile Alfa Romeo group, headed by Walter de Silva, actually designed the car to be a rolling chassis that could fit multiple designs. This was a proposition for coach builders to once again let their creativity shine, hence the name Nuvola, which means cloud in Italian. At the end of 1997, they were ready to present the successor of the Alfa Romeo 155, a sporty car, but never something that was truly considered a beautiful car. The Alfa Romeo 156 would change that by employing both modern innovations learned from the successful 155 touring cars and the new design language of the Nuvola. From its classical 1960s inspired door handles in the front to the very modern integrated door handles in the back, the 156 seemed to effortlessly blend the old with the new. Its attractive and sleek new design was combined with a lot of innovations. The petrol-powered twin-spark engines came with 2 spark plugs per cylinder for a smoother and more efficient ride. The first common rail diesel in the world to be fitted in a production car was also in the 156. And last but definitely not least, it was the first high-volume production car to be fitted with F1-style shifting pedals, like what you got in the Ferrari F355 F1. The car was an instant success, winning 33 different awards in total, one of which is the very prestigious European Car of the Year award. The 156 actually got the second highest number of votes in the history of the competition since 1964, with as many as 40 of the 56 judges putting it on the top spot. And this success translated into sales, with Alfa Romeo receiving 40,000 orders in the first month of its release and, one of my favorites, 36,000 views on its designated website for the model, alfa156.com. Now this was in 1997, back when the internet, at least in Europe, was still considered a luxury item. Alfa Romeo chose very early on in its marketing strategy to appeal to emotion, with an Alfa Romeo press release saying, "The television campaign, on the other hand, will not describe the vehicle, aiming instead to capture consumers' attention and involve them emotionally, drawing them into the Alfa Romeo spirit. The advertising will therefore move from the world of facts to the world of aspiration, evoking feelings and emotions that astonish, fascinate and inspire the desire to own an Alfa 156. Alfa Romeo stated that the 156 is first and foremost a sporting sedan, with limousine levels of comfort and elegance, and it could be personalized along these two very different parameters. The luxury package would give you a mahogany wooden center console look, while the steering wheel and gear stick would also have wooden inlays in them, invoking Alfa Romeos of old. The car would be fitted with luxurious rims that looked like they belonged on a car a class larger than it actually was. The specially introduced color to go along with this package is the Azure Nuvola, the same color and name as the Nuvola concept car. The sporting package, on the other hand, would make the interior look more aggressive, with a factory carbon fiber center console look and dials, which are black with day glow red numbers. It also has a leather steering wheel and gear stick, and specially 16-inch wheels that were only for the more sportier models. The 156 landed itself perfectly for both options, which can only be achieved if a design is not only beautiful, but also very clean. The car would, just like its older brother, see many successes as a racing car, winning 3 out of the 5 European Touring Car Championships and 4 out of 5 Drivers' Championships from 2000 to 2005. And it stayed competitive right until its last season as a private effort, winning races and finishing 3rd in the Drivers' Championship in 2007. These cars were based on the GTA, the flagship version of the 156 that in 2002 would be fitted with a 3.2-litre V6 Busso engine. This engine is still considered to be one of the most beautiful and beloved engines of the last couple of decades, mainly of its very distinctive sound and beautiful details on the engine itself. It produced 250 brake horsepower, which would make the car accelerate from 0 to 100 km an hour in 6.3 seconds. This version was also produced as a sports wagon, a station car version that they introduced in 2000. This was designed to be a car that put the design ahead of actual cargo space, a popular trend at the time. The last trim level that was added to the lineup was the Cross Wagon, a sports wagon with a bit higher ground clearance and four-wheel drive. This was an answer to the rising demand of more off-road capable, but mostly off-road capable looking cars like the Volvo XC70 Cross Country and the Audi A6 Allroad. In total there were around 680,000 units sold, which is an increase of 487,000 units compared to the sales of the Alfa Romeo 155. And in 2001, with the introduction of the Alfa 147, the most successful year of the brand was realized, with 205,341 models sold, the 156 selling over 90,000 units in that year alone. For €1,000 and less, you can actually find a fair amount of 156s, ranging from the basic 1.6-litre engine to high-mileage 2.5-litre V6s, both in sedan and estate versions. So whether you're looking for a sports sedan with racing pedigree or a practical car with a difference, the 156 might not be the obvious choice for you, but it's definitely one that should be.